So in 2004, a film called Primer dropped into the indie scene. It was completely scrambled the brains of everyone who watched it. I first found out about Primer actually in 2011. A guy who was in my graduate program told me about it. He was like, "You got to see this, man. It's amazing." So the movie is written, directed, produced, and edited by Shane Carruth, a former engineer who also, like myself, has a math degree. He went on to make one other full-length movie, Upstream Color, but I guess I'll talk about that some other time. Anyway, so the movie is about these two guys who I think are supposed to be engineers who accidentally invent time travel in their garage. I think what they're trying to do is come up with a way of preserving food or something. That happens, you know. You're working on making a refrigerator, and boom, you create time travel. Why not? So it's grounded, low budget, very cerebral, and it's often described as, quote, the most realistic time travel movie ever made. So anyway, Carruth became like an overnight hero to indie filmmakers and fans of indie films, just the indie film world all over. He did almost everything on this movie himself. I mean, he even starred in it. But here's the thing. For all the praise of this movie, all the Reddit flowcharts, all the you just don't get it, here's the basic truth. Primer is overrated. So I'm going to dispute the realism thing in a minute, but let's just address the whole realism issue. Why not? So people say, oh, it's so realistic. That's why it's great. Well, guess what? Realism does not equal good storytelling. So yes, Carruth nails the engineering vibe that's expected. He's a former engineer. The characters speak like actual engineers, which just means you'll understand about 5% of what they're saying. There is no exposition here, no setup, no context. Just low mumble techno babble and fluorescent lighting that might be, quote, realistic. Sure, but it's also completely incomprehensible. Look, people, making something hard to understand doesn't make it smart. It just makes it hard to understand. The plot is famous for its complexity, multiple timelines, doubles, fail-safes, recursive loops. Yeah, people have created like dozens of diagrams for this movie in an attempt to understand it, in an attempt to help other people understand it. And then people act like if you just untangle it all, you'll find some deep, profound meaning. But spoiler, you won't. It's a mechanical puzzle, not a thematic one. It's mentally taxing, not emotionally rich. In Aaron and Abe, they're basically sentient spreadsheets. We never really get a sense of who they are beyond guys who do science. Their friendship collapses, their ethics blur, but we're never given a reason to care. Even as their actions spiral out of control, the film remains emotionally detached. Shane Carruth is undeniably talented. He did the impossible with Primer. And in his previously mentioned Upstream Color, he shows he can do abstract storytelling with more emotional depth. But Primer, it's so obsessed with precision and puzzle logic that it forgets to connect with its audience on any human level. And let's be honest, Carruth's genius status has at times overshadowed serious personal controversies, including allegations of abuse, which complicates his legacy. Admiring his artistic vision doesn't mean we ignore the big picture, guys. So Primer is a brainy, bold indie film, but it's also cold, cryptic, and for most people, pretty unrewarding. You can admire its ambition. You can appreciate what Carruth pulled off, but let's not pretend that being incomprehensible is the same as being brilliant. Side note, if you're into realistic time travel, but want characters who actually feel like people and not software updates, there's a better movie, Interstellar. Interstellar deals with time dilation, black holes, and fifth-dimensional physics, and actually consulted real astrophysicist Dr. Kip Thorne to get the science right. But more importantly, it puts human emotion at the center. A father desperate to get back to his daughter, a crew grappling with isolation, sacrifice, and love as a force of connection across time. It's not just mind-bending, it's heartwarming. You can explain the science, sure, but you also feel the stakes. But hey, here's the thing. Any opportunity I get, I'm just going to always talk about how great a Christopher Nolan movie is.